All right. Welcome everyone that is welcome to Biblical Foresights. This channel here on Biblical Foresights, we educate your mind. I feel like our mind we really needs to educate our mind. And it's like what are you feeding your mind with? I think that's like a very important that's very important. It's very important to feed your mind with knowledge, you know? Um but today's topic that we're going to be talking about today, where I'm going to be discussing today, is we're going to talk about nerves. How many nerves that it is in the human body? How many nerves do we have in the human body? I might turn the light on too, y'all. You know, but how many nerves do we have in the human body? Well, shall we get started? Shall we get started? It's like, hooray! Let's educate our minds. So, how many nerves do you think that is in the human body? Well, let me tell you how many nerves is in the human body. The human body has, guess what? The human our human body has 43 nerves. Our human body has 43 nerves in the human body, right? So the 43 is 43 pairs of human nerves. 12 pairs in the cranial. There are 12 pairs. 12 cranial pairs of the human body. And then there are 31 spinal pairs in the human body. Interesting, ain't it? You know, isn't that interesting to know? I feel like this is like a very interesting topic to talk about. So y'all know, like, our human body, the human body contains like over 7 trillion um individual nerve fibers. Nearly 100 billion nerve cells, which mean, which the nerve is the neurons that is in the brain, in our brain. It connects the trillion nerve cells It fibers our communication network that connects our brain and spinal cord to the rest of the body. It connects to our brain and spinal cord to every body parts of our body. There are 12 cranial nerves. 12 pairs. 12 pairs. And these nerves these nerves originates directly in the brain. And it controls our sensory and motor functions for your head, your neck, your face, your vision, even our facial expressions. And when you are swallowing food, like when you are swallowing food, which is digestive system, which is digesting, right? So now, when we talk about the spinal nerves, which is those are the 31 pairs. The cranial was the 12 pairs. Now, the spinal has 31 nerves. 31 pairs, spinal pairs. And these are divided into 8 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, which is the back, 5 sacral, and is 1 coccygeal pair. Y'all, these medical terms be getting me. These are the words. Yeah. But so yeah, the 31 pairs of spinal nerves, it emerges from the spinal cord to relay. Guess what it do? Guess what it do? It relay the messages between the central nervous system and the rest of our body. Amazing. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? And which it controls our movement, allowing you to feel like the physical sensations. So let's talk about it. So you have nerves. We have nerves throughout our entire body. The nerve sends electrical signals that help you feel sensations and move in your muscles. Nerves also control body functions. Like, remember I was talking about digesting, swallowing, digesting food, maintaining your heart rate. Nerves is one of the foundational parts of your nervous system. It's like nerves is like cables. Like it carries that electrical impulses between your brain and the rest of your body. So the impulses, it helps you to feel sensations and move your muscles. It also maintains your autonomic functions, like when you breathe in, when you are sweating, and when you are digesting food. The the nerves is parts of your nervous system outside of your brain in the spinal cord, which is called the peripheral nervous system. Now let's talk about it's two main type of nerves. And one of them are your sensory nerve. The sensory nerve. And see, your the sensory nerve, that carries signals to your brain to help you touch, taste, smell, and see. Mm-hmm. And the other main type of nerve is the motor nerve, which the motor nerve carries signals to your muscles, your glands, to help you move and function. Now we also right here, we have the cranial nerves, which is the 12 nerve pairs that originate in your brain. Where I was talking about that, where it originates your brain, it extends throughout your face, your head, and your neck. The cranial nerve has those sensory functions. It's like when you're making those face expressions. Like when you're making those type of facial expressions, like, mm. You'd be like, and you smile, you know, or you move your eyes. You move your eyes, you moving the eyes around. Even when you process smells, like when you're smelling things, right? So the spinal nerves, which is you have 31 pairs of the spinal nerves that's branching out from your spinal cord. Those provides that motor function, like carrying sensations from your joints and your muscles to your spinal cord. Spinal nerves also control some of your reflexes. Now you might reflect to things or something, or involuntary responses. Like the voluntary responses. Say for instance, you see how my hand is like this, and then you pulling your hand away. The spinal nerves controls the reflexes. It controls those involuntary responses. Even when you feeling like hot, cold, let's talk about It even got something to do with your balance, sense of balance, staying in balance. The nerves plays a big part. The senses, that plays a big part of it. You know, this is the purpose. The purpose of the nerves is the nerves send those electrical signals to each one part of the body to another part of the body. You know what? It even controls your blood pressure, breathing, digesting, even your heart rate, even the stress response, like how your body will respond to stress. Um, so let's talk about how do the nerves function with the rest of your body. Your nerves help the two parts. It's two parts of your nervous system that communicates with each other, which is your peripheral nervous system, which is the network of nerves that transmit and it carries signals from all over your body to your spinal cord, which is part of your central nervous system. Your central nervous system is your brain, is the brain in the spinal cord, where this is the part where it receives and it interprets nerve signals from your peripheral nervous system. Your brain integrates messages. It integrates these messages. It gives you these inputs to inform everything that you do. That's why I say, wherever you speak to your brain and you speak it out to your mind, the brain is going to do what you tell the mind to do. What you speak out to your brain is how your brain is going to react. It's going to do what you speak it out and say, what you say to it. When you speak to your brain, you speaking to your brain, it's listening, it's intaking everything that you're saying, including like how you move, how you behave, even your feelings, how you feel, and thinking, which is the consciousness, thinking. So when the nerve sends the electrical impulse, the signal travels down the axon, which is the wiring connection of your nerve. The axon is the wiring connection of your nerve. The message converts to a chemical signal. At the end of the nerve, which is called an axon hillock. The chemical releases molecules called your neurotransmitters into a space that bridges the space between from one neuron to another. When those bridges are called synapse. The transmitter binds to a receptor on the muscle, connecting a neuron and converts to another electrical, look at my words, electrical signal. Electrical signals, it travels up the length of that next neuron. And the process is going to just keep repeating until that message reaches its target. So let's get into some anatomy. Where are your nerves located? Well, we know the nerve starts in your spinal cord. And some is even from your brain. It just extends throughout your whole body. Like including your arms, including your ulnar nerve, the median nerve, the radial nerve, the axillary nerve, your chest, and Adam, including the vagus nerve and the pharyngeal nerve, face, including your facial nerves, the optic nerve, what's the trigeminal nerve. When we talk about legs, your legs, our legs, which is including your sciatic, the sciatic nerve, femoral nerve, tibial, your tibial nerve, the obturator nerve, and your sural nerve. When we talk about the pelvis is the pudendal nerve. So let's talk about the structure of the nerves. So we know the nerves is made up of the axons, which is the axons is like a cord-like groups of fibers in the center of your nerve. Or those little fibers. Dendrites. The dendrites is what branches that carries those electrical impulses. The endoneurium is a layer, that's the layer of connected tissue surrounding axons. The perineurium is a layer of connected tissue that surrounds groups of axons called your fossils. The fossils. The epineurium is a layer of connective tissue that covers the outer surface of your nerve. I love hearing that rain and thunder, y'all. When it rains, oh my God, I just love it because it just be like, it feels so good, be that cool breeze. You know, that breeze that just comes in. I love it. But in your brain, some of your brain cells is called oligodendrocytes, which is it surrounds the axons outside of your nervous system, your brain and spinal cord, which is called the Schwann cells, which is surrounds the axons too. Both of them contains a fatty tissue called a myelin, which the myelin surrounds axons in a layer sheath coating. The Malian sheath is like the insulation around electrical wiring. If that electrical wiring, if that gets damaged, your nerves won't be able to send electrical signals as fast as it does. So there are some conditions that can affect how well your nerves send signals. Like if you have like any type of damages or injuries that interferes with your nerve signals, it can develop neurological conditions like peripheral neuropathy. I was finna say neuropathy. Peripheral wait, that is neuropathy. I told y'all these words. Neuropathy. Neuropathy. But damage to your peripheral nerves outside of your brain and spinal cord. Sciatica. You know that sciatica, if you ever hear somebody say they had that sciatica pain. See, as me, well, I learned about it as a medical assistant. I learned about it as a massage therapist. I had clients that they may have had, they said they had sciatica pain. That sciatica pain, it affects the nerve roots in your lower back. That sciatic nerve, the nerve, it runs all the way from it starts from your lower back. You ever know someone who always had this pain, that lower back pain? That could be that sciatica nerve. That pain runs all the way down from your lower back, and it radiates all the way down to the back of both of your legs. So let's give you some tips on how to keep your nerves healthy. Interesting, ain't it? But there are some healthy habits that you can include in your, in your life to keep your nerves and your entire nervous system healthy by doing things like avoiding, quit smoking, eating nutritious food like whole grains. I'm saying gains, whole grains, which is more like wheat, healthy fats, lean and protein, fruits and vegetables. Interesting, ain't it? Ain't it interesting to know that, like, see, that's why I love fruits and vegetables, because fruits and vegetables plays a big part in your nervous system too, of keeping it healthy, even keeping the brain healthy. So yeah, it even also manages keeping your nerves healthy. It also manages health conditions such as like diabetes. Interesting, ain't it? Guess what else? It reduces stress. 'Cause, 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 ' You want to keep your nerves healthy, keeping that nervous system healthy. So it's basically like eating healthy. Make sure you are feeding your body fruits and vegetables, Make sure you are feeding your body fruits and vegetables. Um, Feeding your body foods that is healthy. Protein. It reduces stress. People might not know that. It does. And another thing, this is why I used to always tell people it is so very important to get at least your 7 to 8 hours of sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Because you would be surprised when you get that proper rest, how it like rejuvenates your brain, like rejuvenates your mind, like rejuvenating the central nervous system. You be surprised. It can actually restore you. It can restore. It can reduce stress. Another thing too, what I found out, like getting the proper rest and proper sleep also reduces stress. It does, So if it reduces stress too, that means it's like a ease on your heart. Your heart won't be so heavy. Because see, if you stress and worry a lot, that can make your heart heavy, like put a lot of weight. That can put like a lot of weight on it. And stress is a number one killer, if people didn't know. It's one of those silent killers. That is what can cause people to have heart attacks when they stress so much. It's like you may not think that you stressing, but your body, see that body, your body feels when you stressing. You might be like, man, I'm not stressing, I'm good, I ain't worried about nothing. But your body knows what it feels. That's why it has been times in my life where God didn't had to tell me, like it sounds when I was working jobs and working so much. And it didn't been like, okay. My body was like, look. I remember it was the times working 2 jobs. And my body was like, no. My legs, ankles, and stuff got to swelling. I started having edema. Edema is swelling. That's what edema is, like a medical term for edema. Edema is like swelling in the legs, like, swelling, period. And so I would wonder, like, dang, why is my ankle swelling up so bad? Like, I'm not doing nothing. Like, I'm working, I'm exercising. My body's like I'm moving around and stuff, And the swelling was like, because my body was like, you're overworking yourself. You're overworking yourself. So I remember the doctor had gave me a doctor excuse not to take to my job, and they said you need to take like a couple of days off. You doing too much. Like that's basically what they were saying. Like you're doing too much. Like you are overdoing it. Like you're doing too much. Like you are overdoing it. And it's like you're gonna have to cut down a little bit. Like you working a little bit too hard. Like slow down. Cause it's like your body is like, look, I can't take no more. Like, you gotta sit down, chill for a minute. So they kind of had put me on a rest for a couple days. I had to be on like a rest for a couple days, about 3-4 days, whatever. They said no work for 3 or 4 days, and then I had to keep my leg propped up too, from swelling. Cause too, a lot of times people don't know when you standing up, when you are standing on your leg for like long periods of hours, It's interesting, ain't it? Like, they want us to work and stuff, but it can also be like detrimental to our body. You know, it's like it can affect you later on, and you be like, why? It might explain why some people could have leg problems and, having problems with their legs and stuff later on down in life. It could be from working jobs where you are standing on your feet for long periods of time. It's only so much that the body can take, But drink plenty of water, stay hot. Definitely, you like to you mainly too. Another thing that helps your nerves, what people don't know, what helps your nerves too, is staying hydrated. Drink plenty of water. See, water plays a big part of your body. It's very important, like, to drink a lot of water and fluids. Like, it's good to drink a lot of water and fluids. But those are some care tips that help keep your nerve healthy. Let's see, is there anything else that I should talk about? Breathing exercises is actually real good for your body too. When you're doing some breathing exercises, like, I mean, you can do, like, the breathing exercise is more like, like meditation. Like, you can just be sitting down and, you can just take a few breaths, like, and release. I would say whatever it is that you want to release, like, out of your life, let's say, for instance, you might want to release old habits. You don't want to do you want to come out of old patterns, like old habits. Well, you do some breathing exercises. You can say it inside to yourself, because your brain gonna hear what you thinking. Your brain hears what you thinking. It feels, it knows. You can say, I want to release things that no longer serves me. I want to release things that no longer serves a purpose in my life. Okay? Breathe in. Breathe out. Once you do that, feel the difference in your body. Feel how you're going to feel. It's like you're going to feel it. You're just going to feel so much better. And see, I'm going to tell you something. Because of the fact that you just said that to your mind, your brain just heard you. Your mind, your brain, and nervous system, it just heard you say that I want to release things that no longer serves me. So as soon going to start to happen is things that no longer serve you is going to start releasing. It's going to start leaving itself. It's almost like you clearing the air. I would say more so like you're clearing anything that is cluttered. It can be you clearing anything that's cluttered. That's another thing. When you clearing stuff that's been cluttering in you, that takes a big toll off. Confirmation. That takes a big release and a big toll off of you. Like, whew, yes. You're gonna feel so good. You know? You might even start to feel lighter. You know? Just feeling better. You might even feel like, whoo, that's a weight off my shoulder. Whoo, that's a weight off my shoulder. Like, man. Because now you got rid of old clutter. You got rid of things that were just lingering around, that was just no longer serving you no purpose no more. That's another thing. When something is not serving you a purpose no more, if you just start to keep feeling like weighed down by it, it's like 9 times out of 10, your brain, your mind is telling you like that you need to let it go. Like you need to like release it, and it served its purpose, and it's like that's it. It's not no longer serving a purpose no more. So it's like release and let it go. And you can do these breathing exercises. You can do them 10 minutes. You know, you can do 25 breathing exercises. You might can do 10 breathing exercises. However many that you choose, that you feel in your mind that you want to do. Or whatever your intuition, your spirit is telling you to do. Do it. It works. I'm telling you, it works. And it feels so much better. And you can also do like this, you know. You can relax. It's like relaxing too, and you like massage, you know, like massaging your mind, you know, massaging your, you can, you know, massaging your mind, your thoughts, clearing and cleaning, and you can do like this. Do like this. It heals your mind. It helps. If you do this, you're going to see what I'm feeling. You're going to see what I'm talking about. You're going to feel a lot better. Because you're healing. You're healing your mind. You're actually healing yourself and don't even know it. Tell me, just do like this. You can even do this. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to see what I'm talking about. You're going to feel so much better. You know, I always tell people you can never get enough of healing. It is always good to heal yourself. You know, it's just good to practice healthy healing. Get into the thing of healing yourself. Exercising healthy healing habits. It works. I'm telling you, like, you're gonna feel so good because it's like, man, every time I do this, I feel so good. Like, oh my God, I feel so good. And you can massage. You can do right here. Healing is healthy. Healing is therapy. Healing is good for your body. It's good for your mind, for the brain. It's good for your nervous system. So, before I get off of here, I want to give a couple of motivation messages. There's just some things that I wrote down, some things I just let Spirit lead and guide me, and I just said, okay, Spirit, let's see what's the motivations for the people that is gonna reach this message, for those that's gonna hear this message. So well, two things came out of a 30-day fast of someone like, whoa, someone doing 30-day fastings. Somebody getting ready to work your way up to the top. So Holy Spirit is want someone to do a 30-day fasting. This fruit's been coming out a lot. And my favorite scripture is out here, Jeremiah 29:11. So there are some people, this has already had probably been on your mind. And it's like, God is using me to giving you like more confirmations of, giving you more confirmation probably pertaining to what your mind been feeling. Somebody, you've been feeling of doing a fasting. So it's like, how about you challenge yourself and do a 30-day fasting? This 30-day fasting, for someone that's doing this 30-day fasting, there's going to be some life-changing. There's going to be some life-changing things happening in your life. Growing and developing you. I'm seeing next right here, we got out here working your way up to the top. See, someone, you working your way up to the top, which means you are elevating. You climbing up that ladder. So it's like somebody, you do this 30-day fasting, or someone in the 10 days when you do it even feels like, I even see it when you do the 30-day fasting. For someone, 7-day fasting is out here for somebody to do a 30-day fasting. Whoever been thinking about doing a 30-day fasting, this is your confirmation. Someone is like, for people, do a 7-day fast. Because when you do this, there's the person that does this 30-day fasting, out of that 30-day fasting, something is going to change in 10 days. In 10 days, you're going to find yourself elevating. You're going to find yourself elevating high. You're going to find yourself elevating high. And then I see right here, Jeremiah 29:11, which is my favorite scripture, where God says right here, like, for I know the plans, God words right here says, for I know the plans that I have for you. When it say right here, like, God say, I has the plans to prosper you. I have plans for you, declare the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you, but plans to give you hope in the future. That's the part where God gonna give you that hope in the future. He's gonna give you an unexpected end, things you wasn't expecting. So that's why, for somebody, when you do this, honor this 30-day fasting and be committed and dedicated to the 30-day fasting. When you honor this 30-day fasting and you are committed and dedicated to the 30-day fasting, baby, something in 10 days. And when this happened, I want you to leave in the comments when this happened For the person that does this 30-day fasting, you let me know that something changed in 10 days. Make sure you leave it in the comments. Share your testimony. Share how you was obedient to the fasting. You was dedicated and committed to it. And then God did something for you in 10 days. These 10 days could be during the fasting. It could be 10 days after the fasting. But somewhere, how, in 10 days, you are going to see some type of change. You're going to see something changing in you where you're elevating. Like I said, you're going to see this elevation where you're elevating to the top. And here it go. God is going to make you fruitful. He's going to bless you with his fruits. And that's the best. Receiving the fruits from God is the best. Also, I'm also seeing right here that someone, you might, if you've been going through something, you've been having some things been happening, and you may have been wondering, like, when am I going to get my justice? When am I going to get my justice for, things that could have been happening? You're going to get it. It's saying it right here. God wants somebody to know, like, you're going to receive you're going to receive your justice. So if it's someone that's like been wondering, when are you going to receive justice for you? It's coming. And another thing, for someone, it just might be when you do the 7-day fasting. Then next thing you know, here come your justice. Here come you being granted justice. Then we got Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So this is ending of this is the ending of the biblical foresights. The biblical foresights today, where we talked about, the topic today was, how many nerves do we have in the human body? Well, the answer is we have 43 pairs of nerves in the human body. Yeah, it breaks down into pairs. And it's 12 pairs, 12 cranial pairs, and we have 31 spinal pairs in the human body. So that is the biblical foresight knowledge for today on May the 19th, currently at 6:21 p.m. So I want everyone, I pray that this knowledge that was given to you today will open up your mind, and that you learn some new information. You learn something that you didn't know. And so I pray that this knowledge will become a blessing to your healing, a blessing to you. And another thing for someone, it's never too late to start a healing journey. So if you're ready to make a positive change in your life, and you are ready to heal, what you waiting on? Start now. Start now. You can never get enough of healing. Start now. Start your healing now. Do the 30-day fast and can help you start your healing. It can start right there. So if you're ready for a change, sorry for interruption. If you're ready for a change, well, start now. Make that change in your life. Make a change. You can start making a change by starting your healing journey. Going on a journey of healing, loving, learning to love yourself, healing yourself, healing you. You know, do those breathing exercises and those healing techniques, some of these healing exercises that I had presented and that I had shown to you today. So I pray that it helps you and it blesses you in your life and in your healing journey. And so I want you to have a blessed, a prosperous, a productive, and a creative day. All right. And I love you. And also remember you never alone. And remember that our Father, God, loves you as well. All right. And blessings to all.